going to give everyone a second to jump on. I'm going to stay on Zoom. You're going to watch Facebook, and Sarah is also available to help us out tonight. So I'm going
Awesome.
to just start really quickly by welcoming everyone to Cultivate. If this is your first one, that makes sense because we've only done it one time. But these are our community events where we're really trying to make sure that we are truly adding value to our community. These events are for our ambassadors, our affiliates, and their community alike. We want everyone to be part of that community and receiving the benefit of being associated with Align. And so I'm really excited tonight to introduce Rachel. She is here to give us some tips on taking care of yourself, self-care from the inside out. I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her journey and about how amazingly qualified she is to discuss that with us tonight. And I'm just going to hand it right on over to you, Rachel.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shanae. Hello, I'm just going to start. Hello to everyone. I am thrilled to be here chatting with you this evening. If you are joining us live, whether you've joined yet or if you join as we get going, hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Very, very special hello to you. And I'm watching the chat. I do have the Facebook chat up on my phone, so I am watching that too. So if you're joining live, I would love for you to just drop into the chat and let me know where you're joining from. Maybe let me know what time it is there. Time zones just like totally amaze me, which sounds so silly, but let me know where you're joining from. And I'm going to pop in here too. And hello, Heather, Christy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. Maureen and Shanae, hello. St. George, 6 p.m. Wow, I would have thought that we were 2 hours apart, but we're not. Surprise. See, I'm always just like so amazed. New Braunfels in the same time zone. I love it. Tennessee, San Diego, Edmond, Oklahoma. Oh my gosh, hello, y'all are all over the place. I love this. Okay, so I want to say a very special thank you to Jesse and Shanae for inviting me here to speak with all of you and just sharing their amazing community with me. I'm so honored to be here and just want to say a very big thank you for being here live. Like that is just so special to me. And I've got more people coming in. Joni, Kristen, we've got Charlotte, North Carolina, Ohio, Mount Vernon, Washington, Georgia. I mean, you guys are like, y'all are so spread out all over the country. How amazing is this? Okay. So when Shanae and I were testing out earlier today, we were talking about the amazing in-person event that Align is hosting for all of y'all. And I wasn't originally going to touch on this topic, but talking with her, I felt like this was something that I just wanted to share. Like I just felt this pull to share this. So this is like a little, like I was not planning on sharing this originally when we first set up this this talk. And so, but I just got back from Scottsdale. I went last week. I went to a women's business retreat there, and it was specifically for online business owners. And it was such a special and transformative experience for me. Mainly like it was great. We had amazing guest speakers and we had really amazing general sessions. But the main thing that I took away was a group of business besties that I did not have before. Like running a business from home, from your phone, online can feel so isolating. And so having a group of people that just get it is the most valuable and impactful thing that I've done for my business in a very long time. And so it's very fresh. I just got back on Thursday last week. Had time to process and brain dump from the event. And it really was this amazing experience. Even if you don't have an online business, I do want to mention this. It's hard to meet people. It's hard to make friends. Like finding your people that elevate you and inspire you is challenging. Like there's no like great way to put that. There's no way to beat around the bush there. Like it's hard. And so you have this group, you have this online community, which is so amazing and such a valuable asset in whatever journey you're on, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. And I just want to encourage you to find your business besties. Like find your business besties in this group, connect with them. A lot of people are dropping where they're at in the chat. If you feel like a pull or like a connection with somebody, get in a Voxer chat, get on a one-on-one. Like that's my first original challenge for you guys. Like at the beginning here is like, find your business bestie and go to the in-person events. Like those in-person events, like connecting online is, we do it, right? Like we're in the business of connecting online. That's what we're doing right now. Like we're creating these, Align has done such a beautiful job of creating such a space of community. Dig into it, like go to the in-person event. I was so nervous to go to this event. These are all women I'd never met. And it was such a beautiful space to be in. And now we have a group chat. I just had a FaceTime with one of the girls today. Like I have my business besties. I have besties in general now, which I just moved to a totally another town and I don't have a lot of people here yet. So it was such a beautiful experience. And I just want to extend that invitation to be open to that and go to that event. And I just felt the pull to share that, even though it was totally not originally in the plan. So just wanted to drop that little nugget here. I felt like somebody needed to hear that, maybe a couple somebodies. So, okay, back to our regularly scheduled program, everybody. Okay. So I will go off on rabbit holes just to warn absolutely everyone. So I want to first, I'm going to properly introduce myself since I totally just skipped over all of that, right? My name is Rachel. I'm a holistic health and weight loss coach, and I help women step into their highest and their healthiest self with a sustainable process that's grounded in an unshakable foundation of habits. I'm here right now doing what I do because I went on my own weight loss journey. And so now I share this process with other women who are where I used to be at. I was sick. I was overweight. I was chronically overwhelmed and stressed. And I had been so stuck in the diet cycle for so long. And the process and the journey that I went on changed my entire life. That sounds so dramatic, but it is so incredibly true. I am a completely different person than I was. And it's very broad. It's a kind of a loaded story. But if you want to read my origin story, I do have a highlight on my Instagram that kind of goes through my experience and my journey and my story. So if you want to read more about that or see more about that, you can find it on my Instagram page in a highlight. But my process is grounded in sustainable habits that are tailored to fit my client's lifestyle. So often we think that of what we should be doing, like in all capital letters, what we should be doing for healthy habits. All the blogs, all the posts, all the reels, everything out there that's in the universe is like, here's what you should or should not be doing. Start this, stop this, blah, blah, blah. It's so loud. It's so loud. Health, wellness, fitness, nutrition. It is such a loud industry. And it's a lot of this should language, like you should be doing this. And the secret sauce is not in doing all of the things that we think we should, but adopting all of these habits, right? Like, here's all the things you should be doing, trying to do all of those things at once, making yourself miserable because you're going at 110 miles an hour. And it's totally unsustainable for a majority of the population. And so we get stuck in this like shame spiral, right? So like, I should be doing all of these things. I try to implement all of these things. I feel absolutely miserable doing all of the things. And then I stop doing all of the things because I'm miserable and I feel really bad about it. And then we just like continue on this wheel. And so my question to all of my clients, and the question that I'm going to extend to you is, what do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want to do? How do you want your life to look? Not what do you think you should do? What do you want to do? What would fit naturally in your life and what would make you feel good every single day? And if you're sitting there and I just asked this question and you're like, I don't know. You're like Julia Roberts in that wedding movie, The Runaway Bride, where you don't know what kind of eggs you like because you've always just eaten other people's eggs and just dealt with it, right? I don't know if that movie dates me or not, but if you know what movie I'm talking about, please drop it in the comments. It's time to find out what kind of eggs you like. What kind of like eggs do you like? what do you want your life to look like? So I'm going to share just like what I'm talking about. I'm going to share a personal example. I am not a morning person. I can get up. I totally can. I'm not a morning person though. I am number one. I've never been a morning person. I am the queen, and I'm pointing at my phone here, but I'm the queen of like 1,000 different alarms, all in like 5-minute to 10-minute intervals because I snooze the hell out of them. I just have never thrived with trying to get up really early in the mornings. I also have hypothyroidism. And so before I take my medicine, I'm like a thyroid zombie. Like I cannot function. And for the longest time, I thought that if I didn't have the perfect morning routine, if I didn't get up and was like super productive and got a workout in, got movement in, had a great breakfast, that my whole day wasn't going to be productive. So it's like a really strongly held belief of mine. And so I kept setting the alarms. I kept trying to get up early. I kept trying to move my body that early. And I wanted to be part of the 5 a.m. crew, right? Like that's the message we get, is that 5 a.m. crew. And I kept failing and I kept feeling like a failure, and it sucked. It sucked so bad. I would start my day that way, just feeling like I failed the day already. Like what a way to start your day, right? So when I first started my journey, through my weight loss journey and finding habits that worked for me, I kind of like had to come to the acceptance that I'm not a morning person. And when I came to this realization, like I knew I was, but I never tried to make it work. I was so much more consistent. I showed up for myself in really powerful ways. Like I did afternoon workouts, evening workouts, workouts on my lunch break, because this was back when I was in finance, and I had an office that I went to. I really just like accepted this about myself, and it started to actually work. I started to show up more often. I thought there was something fundamentally wrong with me. Like I just couldn't get my together, right? Like I just could not, I couldn't do it. Like I was deficient in some way. And then it just turns out like, oh, I'm just not a morning person. I've been trying to force myself into living my life away that I thought I should. So, and I'm a fitness coach. I used to train in person. I used to be a personal trainer at this boutique gym, and I can get up. I can train at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but I'm definitely not thriving in that type of lifestyle. So with that mindset shift in mind, what do you want to do? What can you try out that you think that you can fit in to your lifestyle with who you are seamlessly? And so I'm going to talk to you about a core set of habits. This is where we get into this core set of self-care from the inside out part of this, finally. These are some of the most underrated, but most valuable and impactful in everyone's life. This core set of habits that we're about to talk about. It's not food, it's not movement, but sleep. Sleep is the most underrated, but most valuable and impactful habit that you can work on. And I know we've all heard the generic. Don't worry. I am not going to drop in here with the generic, like get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Like we've all heard that. That's so boring. But it's generic for a reason, right? Like we all need quantity. Absolutely. Just going to put that little disclaimer in here. We need quantity, but quality is also important. And it's the things that you do outside of just getting more sleep that has a huge impact on your daily life. What you're doing outside of the 7 to 8 hours, head to the pillow, is what we're going to focus on today. So I'm going to share these things that I recommend to all of my clients as a list of options of things that you can implement. This list is not a comprehensive blueprint of all of the things that you should do, right? Like we've already talked about that. Like we're shifting out of what we think we should do. Like this is not a list. I don't want you to look at this list that I'm about to put up here and think that you have to do all these things. I want you to hone in on the things that you feel like you can implement easily, like no brainer vibes. Like, oh, I could do that tomorrow. No big deal. And then I'm going to ask you to pick one. One. I probably have some achievers here in this group, and you're going to want to pick 2, maybe 3, but one. We're going to pick one to try to implement. I'm just driving this home because every time I ask for one focus, my achievers are always like, well, I want to do this and this and this. One. Okay. So I am going to share my screen. Hopefully everyone bear with me, right? Okay, let's make sure this works. Come on, technology, do your thing. Ah, yes, perfect. Okay, thumbs up from Shanae. Thank you. So grab a screenshot of this slide here because this is the list of all the things that you can do. Maybe you're already doing some of these things, and so you can implement one of the other things, but grab a screenshot of this to refer back to later. So I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to go through the list and I'm going to give you kind of like some tips, some ways that I implement this, things that I've seen other clients do for their sleep. So number one, wake up to light. All of the things that I'm going to just actually back up here a second. All of the things on this list, what we're focused on here is we're focused on our circadian rhythm. We're focused on making sure that we're supporting our circadian rhythm, which is the natural 24-hour cycle that our bodies naturally run on. All living things run on our circadian rhythm. That's why you like have a nocturnal animals, their circadian rhythm is opposite of ours, or it's tweaked slightly, but we're talking about the human circadian rhythm here. All of these things support that, which is key in supporting our sleep habits, sleep quality. So with that in mind, waking up to light. Waking up to light has been a huge shift in my daily lifestyle. Me and my husband both. We wake up so much more easily. We wake up so much more peacefully. And if you're looking at that and you're like, oh my God, I could never, you're talking to the serial snoozer here. Like I was terrified when we made this shift that like I was going to miss appointments. I was going to sleep in too late, all this stuff. No, like we wake up so much more easily and more naturally now that we use light. And I'm going to give you a tip here. There's a lot of sunrise, fancy schmancy alarm clocks out there. I personally did not want to drop the money on a super expensive sunrise alarm clock. So what we did is we bought cheap Amazon Basics smart light bulbs, and we used those inside of our nightstands. We use Alexa. I'm not going to say it too loud because she'll hear me and try to join the conversation, but we use her and we set up routines for the light to come on at a certain time, really dim, and it slowly gets brighter over the next 30-ish minutes to where it ends at one of the brighter settings. And we wake up so naturally. Like we wake up so like I was shocked at how easily we wake up. So this is a cheap, easy kind of hack to having like your own sunrise alarm clock and waking up to light. When I first started it, I will say I did set up backup alarms. I don't want anybody missing appointments tomorrow and then DMing me like, Rachel, this didn't work. So use your backup alarm just in case, but we don't have that like same like shocked, scared, awake feeling waking up to light. It's just much more natural, much more easy, much more peaceful. Waking up at the same time every day. This is directly supportive of your circadian rhythm. Wake up at the same time, go to sleep at the same time, or roundabout, right? Waking up with the sun is also a great thing to do, just like waking up with light, but waking up to the sun. I will mention here, and I always talk to my clients about this, our culture, we live in a very productive culture. Very hustle, grind kind of culture. And this isn't going to be realistic for a lot of people. A lot of people absolutely wake up before the sun. And so it's really hard to wake up with the sun if that's not, that doesn't fit your life naturally, right? So the second best thing to that is getting red light therapy. So exposing yourself to red light therapy within the first 10 minutes of waking up. The doctor that I work with recommended, I think it's called Mito board. It's a red light therapy board. This is something I'm interested in implementing, but I haven't done it yet. But getting red light exposure can simulate for your body sun exposure within the first 10 minutes of waking. So if you can't wake with the sun and you're interested in that, red light therapy is a good alternative. This one might be a big one. No blue light for an hour after waking, within the first hour of waking. this is twofold for me. And I'm going to share something maybe a little woohoo for you guys. But you let me know in the comments if you vibe with this. Okay. So first of all, blue light disrupts our circadian rhythm. Like, period, end of sentence. Blue light exposure when we first wake up disrupts our circadian rhythm right when we need to make sure that we are balancing our cortisol hormones, because our cortisol hormones are highest in the morning. They actually peak about 30 minutes to an hour after we wake. And if you're exposing yourself to blue light at that time, you are disrupting your hormone cycle when it comes to your cortisol. So no blue light for 1 hour after waking from a physical standpoint. The other side of this for me that actually helped me implement this change, because you can know something about yourself physically and be like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But I saw somebody talking about this, and I apologize, I cannot remember who, but this is what really stuck with me, is when you pick up usually blue light first hour after waking is your phone, right? You pick up your phone, you check your email, you check your Instagram messages, whatever it may be. You are starting your day inviting other people's energies in. You are starting your day with what everyone else needs or wants from you, instead of being in your own energy. And so I don't like starting my day that way. I don't like starting my day with other people's energy. And so cutting out the blue light for the first hour after waking was great physically, and it was amazing mentally as well. I start my day more grounded and more centered. Not that I'm not a morning meditator. I'm not doing anything fancy like that. I just sit as a thyroid zombie and have my coffee in the mornings. But it really came home for me thinking about inviting other people's energies in. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And I will look at the chat, I swear, at some point whenever I get in. Okay. Eat something before caffeine. This is a powerful one for your cortisol hormone. So eat something, and I put something in all caps on purpose, because what's optimal is to eat something balanced. So protein, carbs, and fat. So a nice balanced meal. It can be a small meal. It doesn't have to be big. That's optimal. But that's not really possible for a lot of people. It's not realistic because you just woke up. Maybe your hunger hormones are not as keyed up as they should be, like your metabolism isn't kicking yet. And so you don't really feel hungry first thing in the morning. So eat something. Sometimes I will eat a whole thing of yogurt. Sometimes it's just a couple of bites. So focus on what you can do. But this one is very, very important. It can be a really big one to implement. So eat something before you have caffeine. Tea, coffee. If you are a Red Bull in the morning kind of person, I mean, have something before you have caffeine. Morning and afternoon, morning and or I should say, sun exposure. So sun is an amazing mood stabilizer. Starting your day out with some type of sun exposure, if you don't wake up with the sun, at least getting outside in the sun in the morning can really set your day off in a really positive way, not just because you're like out in nature and exposed to sunlight, but it is a mood stabilizer chemically for us. If you feel the afternoon slump, like the 2-3 p.m. crash, you're reaching for sweets, you're reaching for salty, you're reaching for your afternoon coffee, 10-minute walk outside, exposure to sun in the afternoon, I am not kidding, is so much better. It's better than a nap. It is so good at boosting your energies because it works directly with your cortisol levels. So afternoon sun can be a huge boost in energy. All right, so now we're getting into the blue light section on the next column. So blue light blocking lenses, I'm going to come back to this one. No blue light after the sun goes down. This is the optimal way to do it, right? The sun goes down. We don't want to have any blue light exposure after the sun goes down because it affects our circadian rhythm, which affects our sleep. I'm going to say circadian rhythm a lot. I don't know if you noticed. No, if you can't do no blue light after the sun goes down. So me personally, my husband and I, it's just the two of us and the dogs, and we watch TV on the couch while we eat dinner. That is our life. That is how we like to do it. We enjoy that. It's our time together after our day. And that's what we enjoy doing. So we're watching TV. TV is a blue light screen. So I wear my blue light blocking lenses while we watch TV in the evenings. And then the other side of this is no blue light 1 hour before sleep. So again, if you are the type of person and your current sleep routine is you're on your phone from the moment you're in bed to the moment you shut your eyes, you're scrolling, you're playing games, you're reading, whatever it is, just use blue light blocking lenses, right? We don't have to, the best optimal thing is to put the phone down, right? For the last hour before you go to bed. But if that's not possible or that doesn't feel good to you, use your blue light blocking lenses. There are great, really cheap options on Amazon and all kinds of websites out there. They're super available now. So blue light blocking lenses are like my favorite thing that I've implemented. If you work on a computer screen all day, wear your blue light blocking lenses because that blue light exposure all day long greatly affects your sleep at night. Okay, magnesium. Magnesium is one of those supplements that I feel super confident recommending to a very large swath of the population. So I'm going to tell you how I personally implement magnesium into my life. I don't get paid on any links. If you have questions about magnesium, I'm happy to drop links to you. Just DM me and ask me. Happy to share any of this information with you guys. But I personally use an oral magnesium as far as like an oral supplement before I go to sleep. I use magnesium L-threonate is the version of magnesium that I use. There's lots of different forms. L-threonate is the one that I use. Happy to send you the link for the supplement that I use. I also use Crucial Form salts, which is Crucial 4 salts. It's a potassium and a magnesium blend. I just put a pinch in my water. It does not make my water salty, but it's really great for my energy levels during the day, hydration, and getting in magnesium. And then I also use my favorite, which is a magnesium bath salt. It's from Ancient Minerals. It's just a magnesium flake salt that I add to the bath. Oh my gosh, best sleep you'll ever have. Magnesium from these magnesium bath salts. The bath does actually two things I'm going to touch on too. So not only are you absorbing magnesium through the bath, but our bodies work really, really hard to keep our temperature nice and steady. And so when we get into a really hot bath, your body is working really, really hard to cool your body. And so when you get out, what happens is a very large thermodump. So your body is really shedding all that excess heat and it's trying to cool down really, really aggressively. And an integral part of sleep is your body and your brain cooling to the proper temperature so that you can get really high quality sleep. And so this thermodump gets you to that temperature really, really fast. And so paired with a really cold room, 65 to 68 degrees is usually optimal for sleep. You've got this large thermodump and you cool down really, really quickly. The magnesium promotes muscle relaxation, and it is just this nice little cocktail for really, really solid sleep. And then the last thing is a dark room or an eye mask. This is kind of some basic advice here, but I wanted to share a quick little story. So one of the women at the retreat this last week, she was telling me that her eye doctor told her that one of her eyes does not close all the way. Not like a lot, it's not weird or anything, but you know, like when you squint, you can still see just like a tiny little bit of light. One of her eyes does that. And so she found out this way that her sleep was being affected because a little tiny bit of light was getting through her eyelid. She started wearing an eye mask and it transformed her sleep quality because she's been looking at light while she sleeps forever. So do not underestimate the power of a really bougie, great silk eye mask. Like, can be so magical. So those are all of the tangible habits, right? Take another second, take a look at the screen, screenshot it. And I want to come back to what I said before I started this. What is the one thing that you feel like you can implement, no brainer, and drop it in the comments. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, drop your one thing and ground it in. Putting it in the comments makes it so real. And pick your one thing that you feel like is an absolute no brainer, so easy to do. I'm going to stop sharing while you guys drop that all into the comments, and I am going to pull my stuff back up while you're doing that. If I can make this work. Okay, I'm going to hop in the comments real soon. Blue light glasses, blue light glasses. Ooh. Sarah, your man uses a sleep mask every night. I love it. Let's see, eating something before caffeine. Yes, eating something before caffeine. Yes, I am so excited to see that. Morning, afternoon sun. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, so many eating before caffeine. Y'all do not, I'm so excited for you because it really changes your sleep habits and how you feel. It's really, really fabulous. So I'm very excited for you guys. This is awesome. Sleep mask. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty per usual. I swear, like with this stuff, it's always like this. Okay. Come on, baby. You can do this. Okay, sweet. We are back. We're good.
While you're pulling that up, I have a specific question about what happens when you eat or when you drink caffeine first, or what is it about that is like a kind of a no-no?
It's not that it's a no-no. And that's how like I like to approach all of these things. It's like none of this is a no-no, right? Like it's all about what's optimal for you as an individual. But caffeine on an empty stomach dysregulates our cortisol hormone. Cortisol and melatonin are our sleep and wake hormones. Melatonin being our sleep hormone that our body naturally produces, and cortisol being our wake hormone. So cortisol pattern, you start pretty high when you first wake up, and it peaks about 30 minutes to an hour after you wake, and then it slowly declines as you go throughout the day. Your melatonin hormone basically works the exact opposite way. It slowly increases as you go throughout your day, so that by the time you get to the end of the day, your wake hormone is as low as possible and your sleep hormone is high, and then it flips while you sleep. And so caffeine dysregulates this. It affects a lot of people differently. For me personally, my cortisol was so dysregulated that eating something before caffeine helped cut down on a lot of the headaches that I was experiencing. I was having a lot of stress reactions to like light. I use a ring light for anytime I'm speaking or recording, right? Like I've got multiple lights up right now, and I was getting massive headaches driving. I was getting headaches, I was getting motion sickness because I was having a stress reaction. I didn't have the cortisol to have a proper reaction. And so doing that helped me regulate my cortisol and kind of reduce some of those symptoms. I'm working with a doctor right now to actually correct my cortisol levels, and this is one of the things that we've implemented to do this. So that's why I like to recommend it. Excuse me. Does that help? Does that answer your question? Cool. I'm going to take a quick sip of my Coke Zero here real quick because I can feel my throat. Okay. So to recap really quickly and like ground this in for you, if your sleep isn't solid, then we are missing one of like the most foundational pieces to support ourselves in our lives. No matter what your life entails, your sleep is the foundational piece that has to be in place. Everything else is built on this. So for me as a weight loss coach, I like to call myself a holistic weight loss coach, but WHOLE. Because I coach the whole person. It's not just movement, it's not just food. And a lot of clients call me their life coach because of how full picture and full person my process is. And so if somebody comes to me and they want to lose weight, but their foundation isn't solid, we will spend time upfront specifically trying not to lose weight to really firm up this piece. Because being in a calorie deficit is so freaking stressful to our bodies. Intentionally trying to lose weight is a stressful process to our bodies in a lot of different ways. And if that sleep piece is not really solid, then it makes everything else that much more difficult, right? Like it's already a difficult process, and then we don't have a great foundation of support for recovery and things like that. So, and I do want to drop just like a little note here. So if you're an entrepreneur, and you're in your hustle phase, right? You're sacrificing your sleep and movement and nutrition for the sake of your business. And you could apply this to a lot of different things, not just business, right? If you are a mom and you feel like you are sacrificing your care, to care for your family, if there's there are a lot of situations that this could apply to. It's not just entrepreneurs. I am speaking to entrepreneurs a little bit specifically here, but you can apply this to a lot of experiences, a lot of human experience. But if you're sacrificing your health, you are neglecting your biggest asset. You are the biggest asset in your business. You are the biggest asset in your life, in your family's life. And your health and your energy is directly related to your success in whatever you're doing. And it might feel like I'm a little intense about this, like we kind of like stepped into a different role here, but I feel so strongly about this. Very much. I feel very personally strong about this because you are literally, as an entrepreneur, leaving money on the table because you're not taking care of your health. You're not making your health a priority. And my own weight loss journey changed my entire life, which I know sounds so dramatic. And one of the biggest pieces in that was leaving my secure, well-paying job in finance. I was super unhappy. I was chronically stressed. It made me chronically ill. It was the best decision I could make, but I left that to start this company. And I hold entrepreneurs so closely in my heart. And owning your own business is such a huge act of self-care and self-love. And I am speaking to entrepreneurs right now, but again, this advice applies to everyone. Your health is an asset and it's an investment. So I actually just dropped a reel about this, and it's on Align Stories. Align shared that reel. There's an opportunity for a free masterclass, and the instructions are inside the caption of that reel. And it is all about entrepreneurs stepping into their me era. You can find the instructions to do it, but if you just DM me masterclass, you'll get instructions to be added to the wait list for that. It is all that vibe, what I just said. It is all about stepping into your me era and taking care of yourself and investing in your health. So just wanted to drop that because I think that's an important note when we talk about foundation of habits and self-care from the inside out is looking at your health as an asset. So, okay, I'm going to touch on protein because I don't know what kind of coach I would be if I didn't slide in a little bit on protein here. I don't think I could call myself a health and weight loss coach if I did not talk about protein. So part of what you're going to get today is these 2 high protein breakfast recipes from me. These are recipes that I make every week, and I absolutely love them. I'm obsessed with them. My husband loves them. These are great for families as well, for kiddos. I mean, this is like one and done prep, the egg cups, and the protein waffle. The reason why I chose breakfast as what I wanted to share is not arbitrary. I know we have all heard through some vein that high protein diet in general is super beneficial to us, right? Through my own experience and my experience coaching clients as well, getting in a high protein breakfast, for one, supports your daily intake just in general, right? Like you start your day off with a high protein breakfast, you're more likely to hit your overall protein goal because you started earlier. That's it. But it also supports your decision-making throughout the day. You start the day with a win. You start your day satisfied and feeling satiated, and it supports great decision-making throughout the day. So I highly recommend both of these recipes. I prep the egg muffins. My husband will prep the egg muffins at the beginning of the week. They are so good reheated. They microwave so easily. I am an ADHD girly and I have to have pre-prepped things. I'm not a mom even, and I don't have kids, and like pre-prepped meals is so powerful. So the egg cups, they're jumbo egg muffins. I did drop my favorite egg silicone pan thing in the recipe as well, so you'll have the right tools to make it too. But you can prep the waffles too, and you can freeze them and they reheat beautifully. I am going to add a little note here because both of these recipes have cottage cheese. If you are like, oh, cottage cheese, like the texture, you just are like not a fan. I can't recommend blending cottage cheese enough. When you blend it, it becomes so silky smooth. There is no texture whatsoever. It is like, you can kind of think of it as like, it's like a yogurt texture, like a really creamy yogurt texture, or like a like ricotta almost. It's very cheesy. It is it's a very versatile food. Like we will blend it and use it as a base on like a white garlic pizza. It is delicious. So I just want to drop that. If you are like, oh, I hate cottage cheese, I hate the texture, try blending it and see what you think. I just wanted to drop that here because cottage cheese is an integral part of my life. And it's so good. It's so high protein and easy. Okay. Oh, I did want to mention too, real quick, about the waffles. If you make the waffles, what I gave you is a very base recipe, and you can tweak it and make it your own, whatever flavors you want. Some people like savory waffles, some people like really sweet. You can use like a sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O mix to flavor it. You can use like lemon curd and blueberries or cinnamon. You can make like cinnamon honey waffles. Like you can do anything with these waffles. This is a very base recipe. If you make these waffles, will you please tag me? I want to see all of the creative things that you guys come up with, because all of us, we all get like so stuck in our own bubbles of like our imagination. And I bet somebody out there has a really creative waffle recipe that I would love. So drop your waffle recipes, whatever you try, tag me in them. I would love to see them. Okay, that's everything that I have. Before I open things up to questions, I did want to extend a special offer to everyone here. I have a few things open right now that you can jump into if you're feeling the pull. If you're like listening to this and you're like, I vibe with that chick. I've got a couple of things that you can jump into. So the first thing is a 3-day live masterclass in July. This masterclass is called Macro Magic. It's a foundational course designed to teach you all about macros, tracking macros, as well as how to find your customized macros and build a plan around that. So right now we're in early bird pricing, so it's as cheap as it's going to be. And it's such a great value. Like, I'm so pumped for this. I originally did this masterclass as a 1-day, and now it is a 3-day live course. So I'm so excited about it. You'll get information about this and the next thing that I'm talking about in your download as well. So this will all be linked in there, so you don't have to remember any of this. I'm also going to I want to extend a very special offer to everyone, because like, you guys are here live. This is such a cool community. I'm so excited to be here. This is the largest room of people that I've ever spoken to. And so like, I just want to offer something very, very special for this group. I want to offer a special discount on my group coaching program for women that has called the Ritual Collective. We're talking about getting in the right rooms with with people and people that just get it and finding your people. And so this is the space that I want to make available for the women that are here. So not only are you going to get a discount on the 8-week program, which includes a custom macro plan, group Voxer chat, weekly group calls on Zoom, among other things. But I'm also giving everyone that signs up free access to Macro Magic, the masterclass, and then bonus 2 30-minute private coaching calls with me over Zoom or Google Meet to be used during the 8-week program. So that'll be in your download for you. If you have questions, feel free to DM me. I'm so glad to talk about it. But I wanted to extend like that very special offer for you guys, because I'm just so excited to be here. And I want to say thank you. Like, thank you for having me and opening up your community to me. And so I wanted to offer that. And then the last thing, just connect with me on Instagram. Like, I want to be your business bestie, or I just want to be your bestie in your corner. Like, I'm like the ultimate hype woman. Like, connect with me on Instagram, DM me, let me know that you found me here. And let's connect. It's all about connection. So, okay. I'm going to open up to questions, and I just got a notification that my computer is going to die. So I am going to use a different mic, and my lights might change a little bit. So I'm going to let questions drop in while I adjust. Here's the computer in.
Okay, I had a question earlier just about specifically, because I do take magnesium, but you said magnesium, something. Maybe you can put it in the comments later, that and your the bath salts that you use. Everyone in our community knows something exciting is releasing that also has magnesium. Rachel and I chatted about that earlier, but I will say even just taking an oral supplement of magnesium, I feel like has helped my sleep and the quality of it. So I'd be interested to know exactly what you said and what you recommended.
Yeah. So, and can you hear me okay? Because I did have to switch microphones. Okay, I want to make sure. Magnesium L-threonate, and I will drop that in the Facebook chat. Somebody remind me. Okay, thank you, Shanae. So magnesium L-threonate is a form of magnesium. There's multiple types of magnesium. So like you may have heard of magnesium citrate. That's a super common form of magnesium. It depends on how bioavailable the form of magnesium is, so like how well our bodies absorb it. And it also depends on the individual. So I've had some clients start magnesium L-threonate and they haven't seen great results, right? But then they start magnesium citrate and it works really well for them. So really it's about kind of finding what works for you as an individual, because all of our bodies are so different. And I will drop the particular form inside the chat for everybody. But yeah, it just depends on you as an individual in your body, for sure. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm kind of going back through the chat. I don't think so.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people watch the replay, like
Yes.
just the beginning of your live, we were discussing where everyone is and what time it is there. Like I know that my family is in the kitchen eating dinner. So a lot of people in our community, which this is one of the things I love about Align the most, you get to work at your own time, your own way. We're very asynchronistic, is that a word? And so we're just going to let people watch the replay, and just so that everyone in here knows, you are going to, I dropped the link in the comments, and I will also update this particular post to reflect the link that you are going to fill out so that you can get those awesome downloads from Rachel, as well as the offer that she has extended to us if you want to learn more. And also, we are also offering a free coupon code for everyone who attended this event tonight. We thank every single one of you so much for being part of our community and truly for being here. A couple people are saying, I hopped on late, or I'm going to have to watch the replay. So Rachel and I will both be checking these comments over the next couple of days, but watch for that link. Make sure that you fill it out so that you get your free shipping code. And if you have any questions for Rachel, go ahead and put them here in the chat. Otherwise, we really want to take the time to thank you for being here tonight, for being in the room with people who are going to help you truly with it. And that's one thing that we discussed earlier that truly aligns with Align. We do not just want to be where you come to sell, bath beauty products, right? We want to be your community, and Cultivate is part of that. So thank you so much for jumping on, and thank you, Rachel, for teaching us. All of us need more sleep and more protein in our life for sure as our foundational habits. So thank you everyone so much for jumping on, and we will be watching for more comments.
Thank you so much, Shanae. Thank you everyone for having me. I can't wait to connect with you in the comments.
Bye.